Welcome to Kydele and Reyhan, some Sultai counters. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, looks great. Green Sun Zenith, Sylvan Library, Temple of Mystery. Yes, I will keep on this one in a heartbeat. And then anything else, we'll let our opponent see if they want to mulligan past 6 or not. All right, looks like they're going to hold on that one. But yes, we're playing Kydele and Reyhan, so we'll actually let them do their thing. We have Reyhan, last of the Obzon. Whenever Reyhan enters the battlefield, it actually enters the battlefield with 3+1 counters on it. Let's go and lead off with the Temple of Mystery. Get the Scry going, the Scurry. The fever, the insanity, the descent into madness, the questioning of are there Simic Manipulator? Do we want that? If we're playing against a polymorph deck, yeah, I mean, I guess it would work. Yeah, we're gonna put it. Let's go put it on the bottom. They made a lot of counters to grab whatever polymorph creature they've got. Yeah, we're gonna put that on the bottom. Okay, that. Anything else? We're gonna go and pass the turn. Okay, so we're playing Reyhan. Whenever a creature you control dies or is put in the command zone, if you have one or more +1 counters, then you may put that many +1 counters on target creature. Also running Kydele, chosen a crew fix in here. Let's go and lead off with the, get the Catacombs down. Tireless Tracker, wonderful. Let's go and crack the Catacombs. Let's go and grab a, we do need a blue source. We're actually A-okay on that. Let's go and grab a Underground Sea. There we go. Underground Sea, let's go for that Sylvan Library. See if this is going to get countered. Looks like it's not. Anything else? Pass the turn. And then playing Kydele, chosen of crew fix. Add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool for each card that you've drawn this turn. Playing against Jalira? Rolled that stop sign. Anyway, 3 mana, sacrifice another creature, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield, then the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Now, it's been a long time since I've played against Jal, so I don't know. Actually, it might be the first time. Let's go ahead and use Sylvan Library's ability, and that's going to be Temple of Malady and Mana Confluence. Let's go ahead and put down the let's put the Mana Confluence on top of our library, and then we're going to go ahead and pay 4 life to keep Temple of Malady in the hand. Yeah, we're going to do that. All right, okay. And then let's go ahead and let's get down Tireless Tracker. I think that sounds good. Yeah, we get down the Woodland Cemetery. We'll go for Tireless Tracker. And then we get down the Temple of Malady and scry one of those lands away. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. But yeah, I started laughing because the last time we did Karametra Walls, I had Sylvan Library on the battlefield. And I had a couple people say, hey man, you know, can't state it when you get down Sylvan Library and you basically kind of you kill yourself with activations. It just made me laugh because I was about to be, yeah, let's start ripping them through there. We may end up being pretty aggressive with Sylvan Library too. So we'll see. Especially our opponent's got 2 cards in the hand. Yeah, we can make that work. So anyway, just giving you all a heads up, we might be a little aggressive with this one. So make sure your seatbelt is buckled. I will try my best to make sure that we don't crash the ship into 0 life. As long as we've got one or more life, we're fine. That's where we can win with that. All right, let's go with Sylvan Library. Let's we're going to draw 2 additional cards. And then, yes, we're going to use that ability. Sunken Runes and Gilded Lotus. At this point, we do have Green Sun Zenith to kind of shuffle some stuff away. We're looking at Temple of Malady. Let's go and do this. Let's go and put the Sunken Runes on top. And I'm going to pay life to keep the Gilded Lotus because I like getting that down. We can go for either retreat, start making our land drops. We're kind of scry that last land away. Yeah, let's go do that. We're going to pay 4 life to keep in the hand. Let's go ahead and lead off with the... We're going to get down Kydele. If we go for Mana Confluence, we'll be online for Kydele, chosen a crew fix. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. Let's go and swing in for 3 with our newly frog lizard out there. Looks pretty good. I really do like this token. It's pretty wild looking. Let's go and swing in for 3, put our opponent down to 27, and then we'll go and get down Kydele, and hopefully we'll be able to get some good mana going from there. But yeah, we're almost online for Gilded Lotus and then something else, but unfortunately we're stuck at 4 mana, and then we'll see what we're going to go for. All right, let's go to get Kydele down. We'll get that extra mana going. Then we can start going for 3 Dynamo and Gilded Lotus, and we'll really have some really good mana off of that. Tap out for green and tap for 1 more for the Mana Confluence. We're going to get that down, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. Now, as far as Green Sun Zenith, search your lobby for a green card with converting mana cost X or less, put it on the battlefield. More than likely, what we're going to do, we're going to search up on that one. It's going to be Corpse Jack Menace. Essentially, what this deck is, if you've never seen this deck before, this is a Sultai counters deck. There's not really a set win condition. And there's going to be a lot of times where the board state gets into this weird, like a lot of stuff going on, and I'm probably going to miss some stuff. So I love playing this deck, but at the same time, it's a it's not clunky. There's just a lot of interactions. This is definitely one of those decks that you want to have a lot of practice with when you're playing it. So there we go. Get down Kydele. I was about to pause the video, see if our opponent needed to do something, but we'll get down Kydele and we're going to go and pass the turn. But yeah, there's a lot of times where we, you know, the board state gets kind of clunky. You can see where we're getting in the spot now, or we're getting in the prime speakers Zagana kind of territory. There's a lot of mana off Kydele. We get down Gilded Lotus, so we can add some colored mana to our mana pool and kind of get some good stuff going from there. So, okay, and our opponent is tapping out for High Tide, so see if they can be able to get down this turn. But yeah, essentially, I built this deck because I built a Sultai counters deck for Standard back during Return to... Ooh, we got Sphinx of Hun coming down. All right. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library, Factor Fiction for 5. Let's go and do this. We got a Sphinx deck? All right. When you see like a polymorph deck, you're always worried that there's just going to be one big Eldrazi, but there's a lot of good creatures out there. Sky Diamond, we have Sphinx Ambassador. Let's split it up this way. So if we go for the Chasm Skulker, let's go Sky Diamond and Sphinx Ambassador. They're going to end up with 2 lands. They'll probably keep the lands. This puts them in a spot where if they do choose pile 2, they'll have to go for Sky Diamond to want to get down the Sphinx Ambassador, and they'll kind of chew their turn up a little bit. If they want to get down Chasm Skulker, we'll be able to find a way to deal with that. So I kind of like these piles like this. So they'll go for the value with the 2 lands and the Chasm Skulker, or if they want to have another big beat stick, they'll have to go for that. All right, there we go. Make sure that stays in the graveyard. They end up with the island to get down. And then we'll go and cross one of those off. That way we can still kind of keep that up there. But yeah, long story short, I just Corpsejack Menace and Bounding Krasis or Elusive Krasis is the one that's unblockable with Evolve. And that was a Standard deck I played once I kind of got out of Standard. I really enjoyed it. All right, Sylvan Library trigger. I'm going to hit that draw step. Choose an additional card. At this point, when I'm aggressive with Sylvan Library, I'm wanting to dig deeper to find some sort of... just something, that a little bit of action, either that or a fetch land. Okay, Gyre Sage. Let's go ahead and put down the Sunken Ruins back on top, and we'll put the Renegade back on top too. I think I like that. I'm gonna get down the Gyre Sage. Yeah, we'll put that on top. Okay, and then let's go ahead and go for the. We want to go for, so if we go for Thran Dynamo, let's tapping out. We can shock in Overgrown Tomb, and then still. Let's see how we do this. If we go for Gilded Lotus, Green Sun Zenith, either way. If we go for Green Sun Zenith on Corpsejack, we'll be able to get that down. We still have the 3 extra mana from Kydele too, off the Sylvan Library. Let's go and do this. Let's go ahead and shock the Overgrown Tomb in. We'll have that extra mana. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. We'll go and tap out for the Overgrown Tomb to get down the Thran Dynamo. Then we can go for 1, 2, 3, 4, and that'll still put us online for Gilded Lotus. I think that'll be just enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that should be just enough. So we're going to go for Gilded Lotus. And tap out for 2 more. Get on the Gilded Lotus. That's going to be 5 total mana, which is going to be just enough for Green Sun Zenith. Now, at this point right now, do we want to wait for Green Sun Zenith next turn? That'll be double Gyre Sage activation. I think I like doing that just a little bit better. Let's go triple green off that. Let's get down the Gyre Sage. We're still going to draw on the Rishkar, and that'll still allow us to go for a retreat. Okay, there we go. Kind of did the turn a little out of sequence more than I would have liked, but we still got some good value down. So get the mana confluence, get the retreat down. We have the land drop to go for. We're going to have 3 off Kydele next turn. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. All right, kick it over there, and then we're not going to swing into that Sphinx. So at this point right now, we need to find something with flying. If we go for Corpsejack Menace, we end up with Gyre Sage. That's good, but one of our winning conditions for the deck is definitely something like Villainous Swell, so maybe we can steal a bunch of stuff from our opponent. We do have to watch out for that Sphinx swinging across for 5, though, especially with that Thopter. So we're looking at 6, going to be 6, 12, 18. So we're looking at about a 3-turn clock with that, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful with that. Now, with the treat on the battlefield, be able to put a +1 counter on target creature, or you gain 2 life. So if we start making our land drops, we can start gaining that 2 life to kind of negate some of those Thopters. Maybe they don't want to leave us completely wide open for swinging it across, but between Prime Speaker, drawing a bunch of cards next turn, with us at least having Corpsejack Menace on Green Sun Zenith, we'll be in a pretty good spot next turn. Let's see what they're going to go for. That's going to be 1 mana. But yeah, as far as last turn, if we'd got down Retreat, we would have been able to get a little bit extra value depending on how that turn was sequenced without going for that mana confluence. All right, opponent's going to be swinging it for 6. Will put us down to 11, and we are off the Sylvan Library Jets at this point right now. All right, swinging for 11, deal damage. You're going to be able to draw a card off of that one. Let's see what they're going to show for the turn off that. There we go. And our opponent's going to go for Arcanus. Draw 3 cards and return it to his hand. That's going to be them completely tapped out. Okay. Now we don't have to worry about any sort of counter spells. I kind of like that. Let's go for the Sylvan Library trigger. We're going to draw 3 cards, dig a little bit deeper, draw into that Rishkar. And yes, we're going to use that ability. And one of those is a land and another land. Let's go and put the land on top. And it's going to put the... do we want to put Rich Car on top? And that's going to be extra +1 counters that we can generate some extra mana. I'd kind of like to have a land come into play untapped this turn. Let's go and do that. Let's go and put Rich Car on top. I like that. All right. We'll be able to get these Sunken Ruins down. We're going to gain 2 life off of that. Let's go and get that down. Sunken Ruins. We're going to gain 2 life. Or if we wanted to, we could put a +1 counter. Let's gain 2 life. I think we're okay with that. We're going to gain 2 life. We'll get a few extra counters off that Gyre Sage. Just going to go for Green Sun Zenith. That's going to be triple green off of that. And then tap out for some colorless mana. Let's just see that just a little bit different. We're going to go Thran Dynamo. Let's go Green Sun Zenith. There we go. X is going to be green. X is going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll go ahead and tap down the Woodland Cemetery. All right, there we go. X is going to be 4. We'll still get that evolution trigger off the Gyre Sage. Where are you? Corpse Jack Menace. There we go. I'm going to get down the Corpse Jack Menace, get the evolve trigger. And that will still put us in at going for Prime Speaker Zagana. I think I like that. Let's go triple blue off that. We need to add double green. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's go for triple green. Let's go ahead and add black. Let's go and add that double blue to our mana pool off of that. Okay. Let's go for Prime Speaker. Tap out for one more. We're going to tap out for the Overgrown Tomb. And let's go ahead and put the draw trigger. And we'll get the evolve trigger. So it's going to be 5 mana. We're going to draw 9 cards. Oh, there we go. Now we're kind of getting somewhere. Now with Gyre Sage still up, is there any certain way that we can... If we blast the Beast Within on the Sphinx of Ut-Hun, that's going to keep this kind of low to the ground. They will have some card draw for that, but we've drawn 12 cards for the turn. Anything that we can do with that in our hand at this point right now? We could go for a board wipe, but I don't think we really want to do that. I think I like... we can kind of set the turn up. We've already made the land drop. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and go for the Beast Within on Sphinx of Ut-Hun. That's going to be 12 mana. And then we'll go and tap out for green. And then use that colorless mana. Let's go and get down the Cold Eye. There we go. That's still going to give us, what else do we want to get down? It's Prime Speaker down for 9. We can go for that Worldly Tutor, or if we want to get down the Plaxcaster Frogling, I think we'll be okay on that one. Let's go for Worldly Tutor. That way we can kind of set the turn up next turn. Let's see what we want to grab off this one. Let's go to grab the Aetherborn Marauder. I think I like that flying and lifelink. That's going to allow us to at least kind of have something in the air. Let's go and put that on top. And then anything else. We can't get down the Bloom Tender if we wanted to. That's going to be us paying. Yeah, we're going to do that. Let's tap out for green. And then we'll do that last one right there. Okay, get on the Bloom Tender, and then we're going to go and pass turn. Okay. There we go. 8 mana left over. Do we want to swing in with the Frog Lizard? No, we'll just go and pass turn. So we took care of their big permanent in the air. They are going to get another Thopter down. They can start drawing cards off Arcanus, but the main part is we kind of stop that Sphinx trigger from coming across. Now, you can see how potent the deck is. There's like a lot of things going on, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm sequencing everything correctly in the deck. You know, at one point I looked down and we have Kydele. We can tap for 12 total mana, so it's kind of like one of those things where I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something. And but anyway, I feel like it was a pretty good little board state, but yeah, it's pretty good so far. Now, if we can find Villainous Wealth, we'll be in a really good spot, because a lot of the fun things is, you know, we have to wait that turn, unfortunately, with Prime Speaker. We got a fresh grip of 7, but, his opponent hopefully don't have Cyclonic Grip. I get down to Polymorphist. There's going to be 3 more cards in the hand, and then they did get the Chasm Skulker and make the land drops. We're going to go and cross that off, and let's see, Sad Robot's going to enter the battlefield. All right, so we've got a big... should be pretty fun. Let's see what we draw into, but you can see how fun it is to get this stuff going. Once we get down the Marauder with that lifelink, that's going to stop them from swinging across, but we are definitely going to be in a pretty tough situation with Arcanus, and then being able to draw 3 cards every single turn, so we're going to need something to do with that. We can get down the Plaxcaster Frogling. They're going to go and get their attacks in the air for 2, which is going to put us down to 10. Yeah, that's fine. Nothing we can really do about it. We have nothing with reach. So once we get down that Marauder, we can move some of those counters from Prime Speaker. And the cool thing about Corpse Jack is that whenever you move counters around, it's going to double those counters. So we can actually just get rid of a few counters off Prime Speaker and gain that life. So it'll make it to where they don't really want to swing in. All right. Let's go and draw into that Aetherborn Marauder. Get that popped up. We're going to use Sylvan Library's ability, and then go for the throat. Okay, let's go ahead and put the Scalding Tarn on top. And okay, do we want to pay that life to get we can't go for Damnation. That would blow the entire board up. Then we can kind of reset with Fleshbag Marauder. But we're not going to be able to kind of reset. Well, at least we can get down Aetherborn. Let's go ahead and put the Flesh... Yeah, we'll go for the Throat on top. Okay. I like that. All right. Let's go ahead and get down the Misty Rainforest. Let's go and get Reyhan down. And then we'll go ahead and put a few counters on... Either way, we're going to be able to shift them around, so it's not really going to matter. Let's go ahead and put the +1 counters onto Prime Speaker, because we're still going to be able to shift them around once we get down to Aetherborn Marauder. At this point right now, I'm trying to figure out if we want to go for Damnation to blow the entire board up and then get down the Aetherborn Marauder. We'll still be able to get an extra land drop off that, especially off Kodama's Reach. I think that'd be a good play, and especially if we just kind of push in like that. Enters the battlefield whenever a creature you control dies or put in the command zone. If it had one or more counters, you can put those counters on target creature. Let's do this. So let's go ahead and push in, and then we can lead off with Plaxcaster and the other one. I think I like that. Let's do that. Let's go and push in. We're going to push in with the whole crew. So that's going to be Gyre Swage 5/6 coming across, Corpse Jack, Prime Speaker. We'll go and send in Cold Eyes, and let's go and send in the Frog Lizard. Why not? Let's go and send in Kydele too. All right, we're going to be swinging in. Got the whole crew swinging across. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all going to have 5 blockers, so at least we're going to be able to get in for some sort of damage. I would assume that the Thopter is going to chump block on Prime Speaker. And then, but yeah, I'd like to keep a lot of this stuff on the battlefield, but once we go for Damnation, kind of blow everybody up, I'll be able to get down the Aetherborn Marauder, and then kind of get some +1 counters between the Misty and then the Kodama's Reach, start swinging across on that. All right, we're going to get the Chasm Skulker, and then we'll see what else is going to go for that. Now, they will end up with a few Squid tokens with Island Walk, so that will be 4 tokens, so we're going to have to watch out for the crackback on that. But at least with the Aetherborn Marauder, we'll be able to get some lifelink and then hopefully kind of stabilize from there. All right, let's see if they're going to go for anything else. All right, so Cold Eyes, we're going to be able to draw a card with Cold Eyes. We'll be able to draw into that. They're going to draw a card, and we're going to draw that many cards. We're going to draw that, go for the Throat, which is going to allow us to at least maybe go for some spot removal on one of those Squid tokens if we need to. All right, Cold Eye, draw a card. Draw into that, go for the Throat. Yes, we're going to use that ability. And then let's going to leave Chasm Skulker up there. And in fact, if we want to, we can go for the Throat right now. That way we can take care of all of them. I think I like that. Let's go and do that. Go for the Throat on Chasm Skulker. Take care of the Chasm Skulker, get those Squid tokens down. We'll be able to go for Damnation off the Gilded Lotus and kind of clean the entire board up and see what else they have to show for it. They're going to have to recast their commander, and then hopefully we can go Aetherborn Marauder, Beat Sticks after that. Let's go for triple black off of this. Go for that Damnation. Be double. Oh, nope. I wanted to click on some of that colorless mana. There we go. All right, so we're going to go for Damnation. It's going to destroy all the creatures. It's going to get rid of all those Squid tokens. Let's go and get down the Aetherborn Marauder. It's going to be 1, 2. Get them down. Let's go and crack the Misty. And then, unfortunately, we don't have any other creatures to get down because we had to blow up all of them. But at least we can go Beat Sticks. We don't have any other. Nope. Click done. Let's go and crack the Misty. We should have a land that's not going to come into play like tapped or like make us lose some life. Yeah, there we go. Let's just go and grab the Bayou at this point. We'll grab the Bayou. Let's go and put a +1 counter on the Aetherborn Marauder. We'll go and go for Kodama's Reach 2. And then that's going to be green and then Sunken Ruins. Now, we are taking a little bit of life off this Mana Confluence, but our opponent has no board. And then once we get these lands going, we'll be in a really good spot. All right, let's go and grab that Forest. Grab that, put the Forest into play, Forest in the hand. Put an additional +1 counter on Aetherborn Marauder. And then next turn, we can go for the Bloodstained Mire. And then put another counter on there, start swinging across. Anything else, we're going to go and pass turn. There we go. Long turn that turn. Appreciate our opponent sticking this one out. It's been pretty brutal. Now, our opponent will have the Thopter Spy Network, getting those Thopters going. But once we start pushing in with the Aetherborn Marauder, that's going to put us in a spot where we're going to start gaining that life total back. And then we kind of reset on Kydele and then Reyhan. Especially if they, after Arcanus getting that down, they didn't really get a lot of good action in the hand. Hopefully, eventually we'll be able to kind of take care of that Thopter Spy Network and then start pushing with these, with our creatures. Okay, let's see if we get off the Sylvan Library. Drawn to Botanical Sanctum. Yes, we're going to use Sylvan Library's ability. Greater good. Okay, let's go ahead and put the Botanical Sanctum on top, and we'll put the Marsh Flats on top too. There we go. Let's go ahead and get the let's get the swamp down, and let's get some stuff moving this turn. Actually, excuse me. Let's go and go for the Bloodstained Mire. Let's go ahead and go for. We're going to put a +1 counter on Aetherborn because we want to gain some life off of this one. Okay, let's go and go for Reyhan. This will be the first time we're actually getting down Reyhan too, which is going to be interesting. Tap out for that. Get down Reyhan. Let's go and go for Greater Good. We're going to tap out for triple green. Go for Greater Good. One more colored on that one. Let's go and go for the Plax Caster Frogling. And let's tap out for 1 blue and then 1 Woodland Cemetery. Okay. And let's go ahead and sacrifice. I think if that's correct, whenever a creature you control dies, put it in the command zone. Move that. All right, let's go and sacrifice the Plax Caster Frogling. And we'll move those counters onto the Aetherborn Marauder. Now, what we're going to do on this one is, yes, we're going to use that ability. Is try and gain as much life as possible. So that way we can start using some of that. Let's go and discard the Marsh Flats, the Botanical Sanctum, and we'll go and get rid of the Temple of Malady. Okay. And then we have the Lowstorn. We can draw some cards off of that. Let's go and push in with Aetherborn. And at this point right now, if our opponent's trying to get the Polymorph going, we can still sacrifice to get some more counters onto that one. But if them chump blocking, we get rid of that interaction, or at least they're going to be able to untap for it next turn. Okay, go to 16. And that's going to leave us 4 total mana. Let's go ahead and get down... We'll get down the lower scale. That way we can at least sacrifice it next turn. And it'll be in a pretty good spot. All right, there we go. Helps if we tapped out for blue on one of those. Green, and then colors off the Sunken Ruins. All right, get that down. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Now, with Greater Good, what we're going to be able to do is we can sacrifice Greater Good to draw cards equal to the sacrifice creature's power, then discard 3 cards. So at this point right now, we're going to be able to draw at least 8 cards off the Aetherborn Marauder swinging in. If we still want to sacrifice Reyhan, we're going to be able to draw 3, discard 3, just kind of filter our hand just a little bit. And then we still have the Bloodstained Mire activation to go for. Let's see what the reveal off the... Oh, Mere Battlesphere. Okay, that's going to keep it interesting. Now, the good thing about that is that we can at least get some good extra counters on the Aetherborn Marauder, and then slowly start pushing past it. Now, we do have to watch out for that deal X damage, and that correct? X damage to defending player. But luckily with the lifelink off of Aetherborn Marauder, we should be in a spot. And also, we need to watch out for the clock. We just saw that we're 10 minutes behind. That's not going to be so good. And then we'll see what else they have to show for the turn. We're still going to go for the Bloodstained Mire Crack to get that extra counter on the Aetherborn Marauder swinging across. And then we'll see if they have any sort of flying threat in the air. But hopefully that's going to allow us to kind of start pushing past that. All right, they're going to bring back Sad Robot from their graveyard back to their hand. Get down Sad Robot, okay. They're going to be able to search your library for a basic land card. So at this point right now, I'm trying to figure out, with no flyers in the air, we'll wait and see though. But if we want to go for Greater Good, we can still sacrifice Reyhan to get those counters onto Aetherborn. I think I like that a lot. We'll have to get rid of 1 card. We don't have Kydele or anything like that. Yeah, let's go and sacrifice the Bloodstained Mire. And if we want to, we can actually get a little bit extra value off of this. So let's go and get the Watery Grave. I'm not going to pay 2 life on this one. We'll go ahead and put the +1 counter on Reyhan. And then that way, whenever we get that on there, we can shift those counters onto it. Draw cards on Reyhan. We'll still get ahead on cards, and we'll end up with a really nice lore scale too. All right, I'm going to shift those counters over onto the Aetherborn Marauder. That's going to make it a 12/12. Draw cards equal to its power. Carrion Feeder, and then Blue Sun Zenith. If that creature has 3 or more, transform it. Actually, I think that Climb might do it. Let's go and get rid of Carrion Feeder. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, let's get rid of Blue Sun Zenith, and then let's go and get rid of the Swamp. We need to get rid of 1 more card. We'll get rid of the... All right, opponent's going to scoop it up, but yeah, I think we actually do have the win on this one. So with the Aetherborn Marauder swinging across, it's going to be a 12/12. They are sitting at 12. Once we get down the Climb, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1 counter on it. Then if that creature has 3 or more +1 counters on it, transform it. So that will make it a 13/13. Once we get it to flip, they're going to have that... you can't see it, but basically with it's going to be it's gain X where X is its power. So that's going to give it just enough lethal to swing across. Now, we would have had to watch out for something like bouncing it back to the hand, but since our opponent went ahead and scooped it up, I'm going to assume that they didn't have anything like Cyclonic Rift bouncing it back to the hand. So we would have been able to get down the climb, get those additional counters on the Aetherborn Marauder, and then swing in for a lethal like 24 or 26, something like that. Yeah, it would have been lethal 26 coming across, especially with no more flyers in the air. So that's a pretty good game. But you can see what I'm talking about, where this deck doesn't really have a win condition other than just like a lot of value really quick. And from a recording perspective, sometimes I'm like, make sure I don't miss something. But anyway, we got the win on this one, and you can see how versatile Aetherborn Marauder is, getting those +1 counters on there. But anyway, that's enough rambling. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.